I'm gonna contrast that with what Reggie Wright said about Tupac. Reggie Wright said, I believe what Tupac said. Tupac said, Suge bailed him out. I believe what Tupac said. Okay, you can believe what Tupac said. But if you're going to believe what Tupac said, then you have to believe what Suge said in court. Right?
Alright, so basically the document that he showed is from a lawsuit that Suge Knight had. And the prosecutor asked, from 96 to 01, Michelet was operating as the company's president while you were incarcerated. And Suge Knight said this, correct. So basically, Reggie Wright has been out here saying that he was actually in charge of Death Row. He said that Suge got arrested, and his brother-in-law, or his stepbrother, that guy, Norris, he took control for a period of months. Then Reggie took control. And Reggie also said that he bought Daz Dillinger's publishing for $75,000, trying to clown Daz and try to make Daz look insignificant, despite the fact that he was responsible for Death Row's sound. And basically, Reggie Wright picked a fight with Delray Richardson. And the thing that I noticed about this back and forth is Delray Richardson is not coming from a place of personal opinion. He's not coming from a place of personal emotion. He's coming from a place of paperwork, facts, receipts, court documents. Reggie Wright is going based on, he's simply gangbanging Death Row. And like I said, I believe that there are two versions of love for Pac. And I think this is best illustrated in this back and forth between Delray and Reggie Wright. I do believe that Reggie Wright has a lot of love for Tupac. I do believe that Reggie Wright Jr. Feels bad about the fact that they failed Tupac in a security capacity, and he died under their watch. I really do believe he regrets that. And I think that Reggie Wright has a lot of respect for Tupac. Now, there's two different types of love that Tupac received in his life, his short life of 25 years. He had people who genuinely loved him in terms of understanding that he was more than just a thug. He was more than just a gangster rapper. He had songs that really, really were revolutionary and innovative in terms of speaking about respect for women, speaking about the struggle. Tupac had these grand ideas of making the ghetto a better place. He wanted to unite all the ghettos under one constitution, and in that constitution there would have been rules that would have made the hood more safe for civilians and for children. No drive-bys, don't shoot up parties. All the OGs need to stop carjackings. So Tupac was a revolutionary. His family were Black Panthers. His aunt was Asada, and his aunts and uncles were all, pretty much either on the run, and they were refugees in other countries, or they were doing life in prison because they were involved in revolutionary activity. So Tupac took that Black Panther ideology and transferred it and converted it into rap and into the hood life. And there were people out there that respected Tupac because they knew that he was a poet, they knew that he went to art school, they knew that he was an amazing actor, he was in his 20s, and he was such a versatile guy. First rapper to really be a serious movie star. He would dive into these roles and do such a wonderful job. Tupac was an amazing guy. He had friendships with people from all racial backgrounds, white people, Asian people. He touched a lot of people's lives. And I think that this love for Tupac can be broken down in two ways, manifested in two ways. You have the people that feel like that love Pac for who he was and his artistry and for his principles. Then you have the people who love Pac because they love the fact that they could use him in their agenda for being a thug. Death Row loved Tupac because he was generating a lot of record sales and a lot of attention and publicity because of the beef with the East Coast. And they liked that. That's what they loved about Pac. They didn't love the fact that Pac was revolutionary. They didn't care about his principles. They didn't care about the fact that Tupac was an innovative actor, artist. They didn't care about that stuff. They loved the fact that Tupac was a gang member for their record label, Death Row. And they loved the fact that he converted into a gang member by joining the Mob Piru. So yes, they had a genuine love for Tupac, but from a gang banging perspective. So I think that this back and forth between Delray and Reggie represents that. On one hand, Reggie loved Tupac because he loved the fact that he was a gang member from the Pirus, and everybody knows that Reggie bangs Piru. He does it on the low. He does it underneath, if you know what I mean. Delray, he loves Tupac because of his artistry, and he met him a few times, and he just loved him for his energy. He was a great actor. He was, amazing what Tupac could have actually become Imagine if he lived into his 30s and 40s. He would have been such a great person. And then you got that other love that was that destructive, genocidal love that Death Row had for him. We're going to thug Tupac out. We're going to have him banging with us. We're going to have him fighting with us. We're going to make him a gang member. We're going to have him in the hood. You know, we're not going to secure him because we're gangsters. And, you know, if we die, we die. That's the G life. So it's a manifestation of two different respects and admirations for Tupac. Reggie is representing that negative love, and Delray is representing that appreciative love. So it's interesting to see. And Reggie, Delray is spanking you, so calm down, man. This is not Big Cass.